Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I guess it's time for spam. I don't know what happened to Frank. Anyhow, this is Michael from Primer Time. I was supposed to guest host with him. I don't know if he's on or not. We're connected through the call. I don't know. Hello, you there? Oh yeah, we're gonna play Skype Trainwreck tonight. Um, Frank, can you hear me? There's no audio coming from you, big guy. I know that we're live on air. I could hear it on the other speaker. Huh. Frank, where are you? Well, anyhow, folks, it is Wednesday. It is damn hot out. I don't know how you guys are doing. All right, we are live. I can hear it. Well, anyhow, let's go. I guess we're gonna have to like BS like kind of an hour of this. I guess. Confirmation from good people in the chat room saying that yes, they can hear. Um, hmm, I don't know. Let me send Mr. Frank a text message. Okay, text message sent. So, how about them Yankees? Geez. All right, guys. Too damn hot to play any sports down here. It's we got up to probably it said 92 on my phone, but my weather reporting station is good. Oh, I don't know. It's off the coast a little bit, so it was 90 degrees offshore. I think I just heard a click from Frank. There, buddy. Are you there, man? Are you there? Nothing from Frank yet. This is interesting. Okay, well, I guess I'm going to go with. You left me kind of a menu of what spam was about to cover tonight, and I guess we could talk about some of that. I don't know. I guess he vaporized. Vaporized. I have no idea what happened to him. Well, I wish I could take a call. Anyhow, uh, let's talk about CNN and how much they suck. Uh, as some people may or may not know, I kind of am like a closeted CNN junkie. Uh, and I kind of listen to CNN as kind of hell.
Yes. Can you hear me now? Oh boy.
Okay, let's see if that works.
Yeah, I can hear you. I don't know about them.
Well, we're going to see if we're going out on air in here in about 13 seconds or so. I don't know. It's time to look at the chat room. Okay, so we got yeah, I think we got dead air going on still.
Yeah, I told you I didn't see them on air.
Okay, yeah, we're on air. We are on air now.
We are on air. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
we're good. Yeah, we're good to go.
Okay.
All right, so welcome to Spam, everybody.
Oh, with this every week with technical difficulties. If it's not Andrew, it's somebody else. Anyway, Otto, how are you? I told the audience before that you're the guest host this week with me. Andrew's still on vacation. He'll probably be back next week. Even though I'm gonna have to have a good talk with him. So he needs to get a headset and stuff. So Otto, thanks for coming on the show. What's your show? You told me the other day that
I do primer time, and it was on last night, and it comes on from 9 p.m. Eastern time, and we talk about firearms and firearms accessories.
Firearms. How long have you been doing primer time?
Probably about 3 years.
Yeah, 3 years. So wow, that's a long time.
2.5, maybe 2.5. Yeah, it's a nice opportunity for me and my brother to have a halfway decent conversation about something we enjoy, and maybe throw a little bit of rage out there.
Now, is this your younger brother or your older brother?
He's my younger brother.
Ah, okay. How much younger is he than you?
What is he? 4 years younger than me.
Okay, yeah. I'm always curious about people with siblings. I grew up an only child.
Oh, no, there was a load of kids in my family.
Yeah. I don't know. I see. Growing up as an only child, I can't conceive of having to share things around the house with everybody else. You know. Did you and your brother get along when you were growing up?
Oh yeah, we were best friends. I mean, we were the only friends we had because we moved a lot.
So, right. Yeah. No, hold on. Now, how many kids in your family? How many siblings?
I got two sisters and a brother, so 3 others.
And are you the oldest child?
I am the oldest child.
So I read about that when I studied psychology. The oldest child is the go-between the parents and the other siblings. Was that the case with you? Were you charged by your parents to look over your sisters and your brother?
Well, I mean, we were a family unit, and we all kind of tried to work together until
Yeah, but I'm saying when your parents weren't around, did they say, "Okay, you're going to take care of the kids"?
Well, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I would babysit. Yeah, as a kid, my parents had to go somewhere. Yeah, right. That's fairly normal, I think. Or I guess it used to be fairly normal. It's probably not anymore. But now it's child abuse.
Nah, I don't know. It's still there's still a lot of the family's still going strong. So who's the second child now?
My brother Nick. He's the second child.
Your brother. Oh, okay. So
and then the two sisters come in at the end.
Oh, okay. All right. The second child is always they say the second child always gets the most attention. No, actually, the second child gets the most attention from the parents, and the youngest child always gets either babied or they get ignored. Is that the case with your sister?
I would say maybe more towards the babied. Definitely not ignored. But I mean, we didn't get it easy or anything. I mean, it's not like mom bought us a Porsche for our 16th birthday.
Right. So now, did you or any of your siblings not accept the youngest child when she was born? Or was
we didn't accept. We wanted to send the first sister back.
Why is that?
Yeah, no, it was it was it was a different time. It was the late 70s, and
Where did you said you moved? Where did you grow up?
Oh, we grew up all over the place.
Like what? Where?
Oh, Colorado, Los Angeles. New Mexico.
So,
I mean, all over in the LA area.
so
Not
city,
just like
ci-
one
city.
little
So,
house.
so you grew up in the city?
Oh yes,
Oh,
yeah.
oh, okay, okay.
Uh,
I thought you said you were like a country guy, like in the backwoods.
well, currently I live way out in the middle of nowhere, but yeah, I grew up in the
Wow.
I grew up in the
So
major
wait,
metro areas. Yeah,
okay. So wait a minute. I'm from New York City. I mean,
right.
so how do you go from living? How long did you live in LA for?
I lived in LA for oh, I don't know, maybe 10 years, and then I mean, I lived in Arizona. I lived all over the place.
Where were you born?
I was born in Georgia.
Georgia. Oh, okay. I have a friend from Georgia. Okay, so
Yeah,
how do
I was like in Georgia for like 3 weeks. You know,
oh, okay, okay. So
like
so
yeah, I mean,
so
I
what
was
why
born in a military hospital.
okay, so why did your parents have to move around so much?
Well, in my youth, it was because my parents, my dad was in the military, and then
Oh,
my dad ended up getting a job where advancement meant moving, and Southern California at that time was like a great big booming area,
okay.
and I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
it was
So you,
a wide expanse of land to cover, and every little step up meant either another 2 hours on the commute, so we moved.
right. So you're a military family on the move. So now how's that like growing up when you go to school and you make friends for like you make good friends for a year and then you have to move and then you make new friends. How is that? How is that
Yeah, we changed schools. We changed schools.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying
More, uh,
how is it for
more
you
for
adjusting?
me than for my younger siblings, because as my parents got older and I hit my later teens, up until my parents divorced, yeah, we kind of slowed down in the
Yeah, but
last couple
I'm
of years.
asking you. I want to
But
know.
for me, it was I don't know. It kind of made me I guess it made me a little bit more self reliant. I was never the kid who put like this year's school clothing trend ahead of
Right.
anything
Oh
because
yeah, because you
for
realize
friends, I didn't know. I didn't know what it was at this school. You
right. So
know.
you realize you could never really make connections. You can never really bond with anybody because at any time you were gonna pack up and move and never see your friends again, right?
Uh, no, I don't know if I would put it like I put so much deep thought that I could never make connections as viewed as a loss or anything like that. It's just the way it was. I mean, it was life.
Oh, so you were just up for anything. You were like, all right, that's it. I'm moving off to the next town, and then when you go to a new school or your new home, how is it that how do you settle in? I mean, I couldn't, it's hard for me to conceive. That's a major step. You're just picking up and moving to another state. It's like a different reality.
Well, I mean, yeah, if you've like spent your entire life in a major metro area, yeah, but I mean, people do it all the time, and I mean, especially back then, people did it even more. I mean,
No,
there was
I know people. I
more
know people do it.
stability in the job market, and I mean, at that time, really, especially in the West, everything was expanding. I mean, just for an example, my dad's territory, when he was employed back then, he had all of Southern California and Las Vegas as his territory,
Right, right.
and parts of New Mexico and parts of Arizona. So
So
basically, he had the entire like I don't know what is that like 1,500 square miles of land was where he had to operate in, and
right.
now that same 1,500 square miles has probably got a population somewhere near like 30 million, 40
All right.
million
So,
people.
so let me ask you. So like growing up with your friends, were you always proud of your dad? That your dad was a big army guy or military? What division of the military was he in? Could I ask?
He was in the army, but he was out of the army when I was young. I
Oh,
wasn't
okay.
grow up like a military brat. No, he just had a job that moved around.
Oh, okay. So did he ever bring his like military life into the family? Like did you ever see any like people coming over, MPs coming over to the house or him having
Oh no,
meetings?
no, no. He was out of the military when I was young. I mean,
Oh,
I was probably maybe 3 or 4 when he was out of the military.
right. So let me ask. So now, as you get into your teens and you move around, how is it like? How is it like meeting girls and in school and stuff like that?
Well, I went to Catholic school, so there's
Oh yeah, you're a Catholic boy.
I would say I am
Did you like going to Did you like going to
I'm
Catholic school?
blooded goyim is what I am. I don't
What?
necessarily. full-blooded goyim. I don't necessarily follow any kind of religious precepts. I have a code that I live by. I don't necessarily. I'm not going to say I'm an atheist, but I don't believe books that are written by man.
You're not an atheist. What is it?
I'm not an atheist. I'm not an atheist. I do believe that there's a higher power. I believe that there's something far more powerful than me.
So yeah, all right. So you believe there's a creator. You just don't believe in the God of the Bible.
I don't even know if we can call it a creator. Maybe there's, at some point there was some sort of divine plan that worked out, and not necessarily from a creator, but there's a higher power.
Well,
or maybe evolved being, something like that. But I mean, as it comes down, I still got to put like $1.50 in my hand to go get a Coke.
Right. Well, in college, I learned in philosophy, and I took a theology class, and I like philosophy. I don't know. A lot of people don't like philosophy; they think it's boring, but it's not boring. It's very interesting. So I actually learned the medieval saint. His name is Thomas Aquinas, and he was a brilliant man, and he actually proved the existence of a higher being with his the first cause. The first cause. Everything has a cause and effect. So you trace it back to the original cause. It's not infinite. So he proved not who God is, but what God is. And God is the first efficient cause, if you think about it that way. There has to be a first cause, because something can't come from nothing. You understand?
Well, but that's what the current lie is, that everything comes from nothing because it's the Big Bang. The universe is created, right?
No, it's impossible. Something can't come from nothing, and if we define nothing,
that's what the standard scientific accepted explanation for the beginning of the universe is the Big Bang. All of a sudden, there's a great big spark and boom, everything comes jiggling to life.
I personally think the Big Bang is just the end of a black hole. I think a black hole punches through.
Bang is a fancy way of saying we don't know exactly what it is, but we're going to tell you something because you'll believe anything we say.
Well, yeah, they don't know, but there is a theory that the Big Bang is the end of a black hole. From a black hole, the gravity is infinite, and it actually I think it punches through the space and everything that gets sucked in goes out, and I think that's what the Big Bang is. It's the explosion and everything.
Highway, or
what's that?
Is it like a big highway or a big drain?
Well, what's a black hole? A black hole is a star implodes. It's an infinite mass.
All right. So this is where I get into a lot of stuff, right? Because
we have Otto's got me going into space.
It's not like a flat Earth guy or anything, but I've been lied to enough in my entire life that I don't care what they say a black hole is. They don't have a big old scoop of black hole to explain to me what it is.
No, no. It's proven. They've done it. Well, if you get
it, they have done it. Who is they?
I've seen it on TV. I've seen physicists do it.
Oh, well, then it makes it all the way true if you've seen it on TV.
No. Listen. They put the person. They had a big rubber sheet, and 4 people held it out. They stretched it out, and they placed balls, weights of different sizes, and they started spinning, and that's how gravity works. But anyway, you see, you got me going into these tangents. I want to get back to you now. So you're growing up, and you go through towns. I want to ask you, how was it meeting girls, like from one town to another? And
I was different in high school because I was looking for different things. I mean, I grew up with like a different code, so I wasn't into the.
So you weren't. So you didn't get you got into girls late in life. Is that what you say? You weren't into dating?
No. I'm going to say that I had different circumstances in my life that didn't provide for a like a girlfriend that you just call on the phone, for 2 hours every day in like some kind of like teenage puppy love kind of.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, LA, like in LA, don't you what you don't meet a girl in school and just talk on the phone?
Well, I'd rather speak in person. I personally think that like this is all becoming like kind of like a victim of.
Yeah,
like,
but come on, listen, come on. You're my age. Back then, we had
right. And back then, I thought like sitting on the phone. What are you doing? Nothing. What are you doing?
yeah.
Watching TV. What channel?
Come on, you
I'm
know,
gonna-
I don't mean to sound like an old fart, but come on, when we got cordless phones, that was like the big invention back then. When you
The
had
cordless phone was nice because you could actually take that call outside of the living room, outside of everybody's
listen,
view.
yeah, the young kids, they will never know the struggle of that damn cord that used to get tangled up and oh my god,
They will never know the struggle of changing your body position and whispering into the phone and into the chair in the living room while everybody's watching TV. Yeah,
You
no,
know,
they got no idea.
I don't. Do you know how many
But think
people?
about it, like on the other side, what would have happened if there was like rampant and obsessive and just pervasive social media like we have when we were kids? Do you know how many fucking dead people would have been at my school? There would have been a fucking murder every day. You said what about my mother? That's it. I'm bringing a shotgun
Yeah,
to
but
school.
you see now it changed. Now everything. There's two realities now. Now there's the reality of in person, and then there's the reality of online. People have these dual personalities. But you hear.
Online allows you to say whatever, and I think that's I use Reddit, and I find that quite often on Reddit, and I find it more often with people with I would say far more extreme left views
Yeah.
are the ones that have a tendency to talk shit.
Yeah. Although last week I read online that in New York City gang members make threats to each other online, social media, and the cops just arrest them, or they just leave evidence for the cops after the crime is committed. You know.
All right, yeah, but I mean that happens here. All right, so like this is a tiny little town I live in, and there's a resale shop, and friends of the owner's daughter went into the resale shop, and they left the window open, and then snuck back in at night and pilfered all kinds of jackets and purses and shirts and whatever was in there, and then immediately took pictures and put them online of look at our new stuff.
Yeah, it's do you remember?
They're friends with all these people. I mean, it's like.
Do you remember last year after Trump got elected, there was all these gang members posting themselves with guns and threatening the president. The next day, they got arrested. The law could zoom in and see the address on.
Let me ask you a question about that. Right, so there is. And I remember a couple of these videos, and they had a tendency to come out of the South, and I'll shout out to Louisiana, but a lot of these videos came from like Louisiana, New Orleans area, and that's ethnically diverse and all that. But those cops were right there on them guys, and those guys had no chance in hell of actually doing anything.
Listen, people don't.
In all seriousness, right? These are guys that take the bus. These are guys that are on probably some kind of like public assistance that are probably on some sort of welfare. They don't have jobs. They don't have a way to get.
Well, I wonder why, because they're idiots. They're idiots. But people don't realize
there's an idiot, and then there's the poverty of the mind, and these guys are suffering from poverty of mind, and they're screaming out, right? And they're screaming out, and it's an impotent scream. No matter how scary it is, no matter how black that assault rifle with the large clip and all that noise is, it's an impotent scream. Now you've got somebody like Kathy Griffin or any of these other media luminaries and really big mouth people who've got a far greater reach than whatever it was, MC Little and the boys are that are screaming about kill Trump or whatever if you cut off my mama's welfare. But you've got these people like who've got actual real psychopath followers.
Yeah. I remember that guy. He was threatening Trump because he thought that Trump was going to take away food stamps, and he said people love their fruity pebbles in the hood.
All right.
Yeah,
but
people listen. People,
that's funny, and that brings out the it was a scary black guy that said that. And look, he's talking about fruity pebbles and doesn't even pay for them. Those are welfare fruity pebbles. Blah blah blah. But then you've got somebody who is aligned with a major media. She's an employee of probably the premier media in the United States, the most well-known media source in the entire world, probably. She holds up the president's head, and she just gets a visit. She just gets that's far more of a credible threat.
No, it's not. No, it's not. Listen, the way this
absolutely far more credible threat.
No, it's just more of it's more of a graphic threat. But the Secret Service deems.
What about the reach?
Yeah,
what about the reach?
Yeah, but I know. That's
good. He's got what, maybe 2,000 people following his Facebook Live, just waiting to see if he's going to actually, do a drive-by or rob a store on Facebook. But you got Kathy Griffin, who's got 500,000 Twitter followers.
No, I know, but that's why she gets visited in the first place for that. But
she got visited. She got visited. Tyrone went to jail.
I know, because Kathy Griffin, the Secret Service knows that Kathy Griffin's doesn't have a cachet of guns.
Kathy Griffin is a media figure.
I know.
And this is a great big media joke.
Right. Oh, listen. All right. So are you going to stick around for the news? You going to read the news for us at 8:30?
Y'all stick around, do whatever. I thought we were having a conversation. I think kind of conversation works out better than news.
I know, but we can't. I keep telling everybody, it's a show. We can't have a phone conversation. We can do that all the time. But just getting back, people don't realize if every time you take a picture on social media, it has the coordinates of the location where you took the picture, so it could be traced back. They could find it. They could find exactly where.
It has time and a geolocation, and apparently, if you have your Bluetooth on and somebody else has their Bluetooth on, it takes a record of what Bluetooth devices. And
everything is
that's around. That's within the parameter, or within the area of that, so they know who you took the picture next to.
Everything is recorded. All right, so Otto, go ahead. You gonna read the news? You're gonna start.
Yeah, I guess. All right, so we got. Let's see. Donald Trump invites some senators to lunch. Donald Trump had lunch with Republican senators on Wednesday, all 52 of them. Probably not with McCain, who's probably eating through a tube right now.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, that boy ain't coming back. They say it nice and he's on doctor's orders bed rest for the evacuation of a blood clot behind his eye. They cut that boy's skull open and went in there with spoons and scooped out a big old clot.
Really?
He's not responsive. Yeah, he's on bed rest. He's a rich man. He's married to the heir of the Budweiser Foundation.
I know. He's
got a hospital in his house.
I could imagine these people have life extending technology. All right, Scott, read the story.
All right, so Trump had lunch with all the Republican senators on Wednesday, following today's previous ugly demise of a bid to repeal the Obamacare law. The president, one West Wing official said, is completely out of patience with Republicans who can't figure out how to keep the most important promise of their careers. It's effing maddening. By laying down Wednesday's marker, Trump seemed to blithely ignore Tuesday's tumult that had left his playbook in shambles, following a trio of defections that appeared to doom the final option in the GOP's playbook.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's just red tape, and it's just. Yeah, I think it's all these people negotiate.
What do you think the problem with healthcare is? Let's put this on a personal level. How do you, if we're in the same age bracket, how do you deal with healthcare? Do you have a job that provides you healthcare?
No, right now I'm a student. I'm not working, and I went down to the Department of Health and I signed up for free healthcare. I got free healthcare in a half hour.
Student plan or something like that?
No. If in New York City, if you make less than $16,000. You could get free health care. So I don't this thing with Obamacare that people won't have health care. It's all garbage. But
there's number one. There's something called the EMTALA Act, right?
Yeah.
So if you are hurt and you go to a hospital, they have to stabilize you.
Of course.
And it's at the closest hospital. It's not we don't want to take him because he's a bum. You go to the closest hospital, and when you get stabilized, you get shipped off to the county hospital.
I keep telling everybody, what did everybody do before 2010 when Obamacare came in? Obamacare is not the save. It's not a savior. Okay, guys, keep reading the story.
You know what Obamacare is? Honestly, This is a gigantic hand job for insurance companies.
Yes, of course. But we'll get into that.
And really, that's the problem with all the insurance or all the healthcare in the United States is the insurance companies. Insurance companies probably quadruple the cost of every procedure, every kind of every facet of healthcare. Yes. I mean, at least quadruple. I mean, and that's without getting into the pharmacology markups.
Yes.
Oh my God. Yeah. I've got some experience dealing with healthcare, and this is
it's a nightmare.
This is all. It's a great big smokescreen. I mean, even this. I mean, I'm not trying to knock your news story or nothing, but it's
It's not my news story.
Well, we can go on to something else. I'll let you pick up the next one.
No, guys, you read. Guys, read the rest of the story. Read the rest of the story. Read the story.
All right. Well, let's see where were we at here. By nightfall, the GOP's bill was left to rot, as was White House spokesman Sarah Sanders, who claimed Obamacare was dead. Still, she promised on Tuesday that this is not a game over situation. Former Trump manager Corey Lewandowski said on Wednesday on Fox and Friends that this bill is probably going to get done. The president is probably going to close the deal today, and if that's the case, the bill moves forward.
Yeah. Now the president, he's probably not even involved in this. In writing the bill, he's just going to be advised whether it's worth signing. Like he said, Trump said the other day, he's waiting with pen in hand to sign a good bill. So
Trump, what is Trump? Trump is a manager, right?
Yeah. Yes. He's an executive. Just like any other company, executives just sign checks and contracts. That's all. He has a big staff of experts who advise him, and they say, "Hey, President, sign it, don't sign it." The president is not. He's not a dictator. Go ahead, read, keep reading.
Absolutely not. And he's probably got a few Russians on that staff.
Oh yeah.
All right. After Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell couldn't muster enough support for an Obamacare replacement package on Tuesday, he announced a repeal-only vote with a 2-year delay provision, giving lawmakers ample time to work out a.
And that's it. That's it. See, that's the way our system is so good. It won't get a bad law or won't get passed.
What's the outcome to this? I mean,
eventually they're gonna
nothing changes, right? Yeah. Nothing changes. They ain't gonna repeal anything. It's gonna stay exactly the same way it is. You repeal it, insurance companies lose money.
Yeah, but guess what? They're gonna make a lot of changes.
Well, wait up, because I mean, seriously, look at this logically, right? So, you go back to the crash of 2008, when everybody got all kinds of big old handouts, and everybody's like, "Oh, Goldman Sachs got this." Well, who are the other companies that got these great big old handouts?
Of course,
they were all insurance.
Somebody's
they were insurance. There were insurance companies.
Of course, and
this is what the problem is. It's got nothing to do with healthcare or anything. It's a problem to do with the insurance companies. This is all about the fleecing of America and how efficiently to do it.
Right.
I mean, seriously, this plan, what does it do? It preys on the young. It preys on people who are 24, 25 years old, making $40,000 a year, and you got 3 kids. Well, you got 3 kids now. Your Obamacare payment is what, like $1,400 a month? People who are that like young and healthy with kids like that, they don't go to the hospital.
Listen, I keep telling everybody, insurance companies are not there to help you. They don't care about your health. They're there to make
insurance. Insurance is betting that you're going to lose.
They're there to make a profit. That's the bottom line. That's what the insurance company is there for. Okay.
All right, so let's take a step outside the box. We both know now that insurance companies are there to score for themselves, and really it's betting on your own loss. Now we look at something like Sharia law, and I'm not a Sharia law defender. I'm just looking at things that poke out. But usury and insurance are banned in Sharia law because that's a form of gambling, which it absolutely is, right? You're betting on losing.
Right, of course.
Yet we look at that, that's something that's possibly, good for the population at large. That kind of prevents a wide scale fleecing. Yet that's the absolute enemy of humanity.
Right, exactly. All right, so let's get to the next story. Go ahead.
Let's see, what's the next one? Oh, Mitch McConnell. Boy, you pick all the good ones here.
I know. Go ahead. Keep reading. Just keep reading.
Let's go. Let's go with the one with Apple. This
No,
is
no,
fun.
read this, read this, read this.
You guys disgust me. No, because I don't want to. I'm not gonna like these guys. Are disgusting. This is all a game.
I know,
This,
but listen, I do. It's a story. It's a story. Just, there's a purpose behind it. That's just, God, read it, read it.
all right. Mitch McConnell is facing mounting criticism from politicians and pundits on both sides of the aisle after his chamber's Republican health care legislation. Before the bill was pulled on Monday night, Senator Ron Johnson told local newspaper McConnell's conflicting statements to different members of his caucus were a significant breach of trust. A Wisconsin Republican was referring to alleged remarks by McConnell. Some GOP moderates said that Medicare cuts wouldn't happen under the overhaul bill. Other Republican senators are calling for a new way forward and replacing the 2010 health care law. Senator Jerry Moran, one of 4 GOP senators whose decision to oppose the health care legislation contributed to its dismantling, criticized the closed-door process McConnell used to draft the bill. Oh my God! Come on, closed-door process. Isn't that everything?
Yes, yes, of course it is. It's all. I keep saying it's all political theater. And
this is like totally ripe right here. We must now start fresh with an open legislative process. Oh Jesus! Senator John McCain, who's a moron. I don't believe any. I don't think I'm going to say anything that he said because I'm sure he's not actually speaking right now.
No. But God.
He's George. He's probably a vegetable right now.
Probably. I thought he was a vegetable before.
He was a turnip before, but now he's a vegetable.
Yeah, I find it curious. McCain, he's always this guy's bitter that he didn't win in 2000 and what was it 2008?
Bitter. Oh, no. I think he's a complete tool of the machine.
Oh yeah. He's so he is so corrupt. This guy. He started
right now. Anytime you hear on any of the major news media that says we have leading Republican senators who have something to say about Trump,
right.
You can put money on it that it's going to be Lindsey Graham or John McCain.
Right, and McCain. You remember?
So I want to know who holds the videotapes of these dudes with the dead boys.
I bet. But what was it? A few years ago, they had McCain meeting with ISIS leaders in Syria. He gets on Fox and he tells the reporter he meets with them. He meets with them daily. He's intimate with them. The ISIS.
Right. But the Russians are hacking our election, dude.
Of course. It's all a joke. Go ahead. Finish the story. Go ahead.
Let's see here. One of the major problems with Obamacare was that it was written on a strict party line basis and driven through Congress without a single Republican vote, McCain said in a statement. He added that Congress now must hold hearings, receive info from members of both parties, and heed the recommendations of nation's governors. Oh, this is really... Do they actually write this for people that think?
I'm sure his assistants.
Did this come out of like USA Today?
No, I don't. I think it came out of. I think it was the Guardian, London Guardian.
I tell you what, I've got very little patience for any kind of media. Like I'm serious. I don't believe anything they say.
That's our job. Well, our job here is to criticize them and call them out on their shits. That's what we're doing here.
I believe everything they say is a lie. I think the only thing that they even come remotely close to telling you is the weather, and that's probably only 70%.
And they can't even get that right. All right, go on to the Apple story.
All right, Apple has patented a process that would allow users to secretly call 911 using only their fingerprint. In a patent published by the United States Patent and Trademark Office on Tuesday, the tech giant outlined a feature that would allow users to call emergency services when a conventional method may not be.
And this is just another way they are so. The plan is they want us to log in to all our devices with our fingerprints.
They want a complete biometric record.
Of course. And
are you aware of what's going on? What the United States did in Afghanistan and Iraq?
Yeah, of course. That's what they tested over there, and then they want to put it over here. Go ahead, read the story.
A complete set of fingerprint, retina scans, and DNA scans of almost everybody in Afghanistan and Iraq.
Of course. Go ahead, read the story.
Although it's already possible to call 911 through the lock screen on iOS devices.
Right. So why do you need the fingerprint then?
Because they want
Of
more on you, right?
Of course. And you'll have fools over there and go, oh yeah, my fingerprint, it's so convenient, it's so easy. I don't have to unlock the screen. Like it takes 2 seconds to unlock the screen. Go ahead, read the story.
Let's see. Company suggests the technology would look for a sequence of fingerprints or applied pressure to trigger a 911 call. The user may program the electronic device to recognize input entered with a particular sequence of fingers, such as pinky, ring, pinky, as a command to make an emergency call, the patent states.
See, they give you the option of putting each finger. See, so that way they have a database.
You just have a password that you can say, like, Rosebud.
Right. A secret password, but suck my cock.
No, I think Rosebud would probably.
Oh yeah, Rosebud. Yeah. Oh yeah, I know. But who
would probably be a little bit more publicly acceptable.
Yeah, but who? How many people actually use that term, Rosebud?
But did you ever see Citizen Kane?
Yeah, I know, but you know what Rosebud is? That's
absolutely. Well, that's the theory behind it.
No, Rosebud is used in the homosexual community.
Oh yeah, no, I'm blissfully unaware of that.
Yes, it's the one that when Uranus pops out from the hole, it looks like a rose.
Well,
or if you have bad hemorrhoids.
I guess that's one of the benefits to living in a little tiny town. I don't get exposed to such wonders.
Yeah, or if you have a bad case of hemorrhoids. Go ahead, finish the story. Go ahead.
I don't know. I don't know how we can actually add to the story when we just talk.
Just go ahead. Come on, we got time.
I think prolapse rectums really kind of like overrides any kind of like 911 stuff that Apple's doing. And honestly, if you have a prolapse rectum, consider calling 911.
Yeah,
they can help, or stuff it back in yourself.
So good. Just finish.
Yes, the feature which could be programmed to bypass passwords and login screens, could alert authorities to a user's whereabouts and automatically pull live audio or video directly from the phone.
Oh, see, that's a backdoor window to.
So have you tried that cell phone trick I was speaking to you about?
Yeah.
And what happened? What kind of advertisements? Let's explain what the cell phone trick was.
No, yeah, there's microphones in every electronic device that are constantly listening. Your cable box.
You're listening, it's constantly analyzing.
Right. That's why. Listen,
everything is collated and sectioned, and all they're doing is building a great big file on you until the one day that they need to say, "Okay, Frank, we heard what you said on air."
If God forbid, people, it could be used as blackmail. But there are laws against that. But what everybody should do, if you're listening out there, on every electronic device, you have to go to your privacy settings and turn everything off. So many people aren't even aware of it. When you go to your apps, your privacy.
The best thing you can do is you go buy yourself a bottle of black fingernail polish, and on that front camera on your phone, go ahead and drop some black fingernail polish over that. And then two little sensors that are right next to that.
Yeah, or you could just put some Scotch tape over it. Or you could put some Scotch tape over it. But there's always
Scotch tape doesn't hold on a phone. It gets rubbed off in use.
Right, but some people like to use their camera to take pictures of themselves and all that foolishness. But everybody has to go to each of their devices.
They're not necessarily worried about any kind of like intrusion, because those are all probably use Snapchat and Facebook and all these other.
They don't even.
Say, I had lunch at Le Bistro at 101 Main Avenue today. Wasn't it great?
Yeah, they're making it easy. They're just giving up information. And I can't stand those people that say, well, I got nothing to hide. What do you mean you got nothing to hide? So can I have your PIN number for your bank account if you got nothing to hide? These people, it's scary today. It's very scary. People don't understand.
Why don't people understand? I think that's possibly a more pertinent question than just kind of
because there's so much stuff going on. Everything is advancing rapidly, and people just They're just watching Game of Thrones, and they're watching the Academy Awards, and they're just people are lost. They're lost. People, you know, you'd be surprised how much stuff people are unaware about. It's sad. But okay, let's move on to the next story.
Okay, let's see. Next story here is MH370 search data published reveals the ocean. Yeah, that's the actual title of this. Vivid, detailed maps created during the unsuccessful hunt for MH370 have been published by the investigators to shed light on the depths of remote and previously unexplored parts of the ocean. Do you remember Don Lemon asking if it was a black hole? If black hole was possible on.
Yes, he's a moron. He's a moron. What did I just say?
I just want to just giggle at the subtle irony of America's favorite gay black news content.
Yeah, and what about that
commentating speculating on the possibility of black holes?
Well, what about that?
I just think that's
that other politician. There was a politician who
Hank Johnson of Georgia who thought Guam was going to flip over.
Yeah. Right. Listen. The politicians, I keep saying, are a reflection of politicians. Everybody you see on TV is a reflection of society. Go ahead, read the story.
All right, the maps reveal location and scale of undersea volcanoes, ridges, mountains, and shipwrecks found on the floor of the Indian Ocean. Painstaking 2-year search of the seabed ended in January without finding the Malaysia Airlines airliner, which vanished in March 2014 en route from Beijing to Kuala Lumpur with 240 people on board. But data gathered during the surveys of some 46,000 square miles of the waters of West Australia could provide oceanographers and geologists with some unprecedented insights. Among the information released to the public Wednesday by Geosciences Australia is an interactive map of suspected debris from the doomed jet and the location.
Now, let me ask you, how, do you think this is intended for science, or do you think there's oil companies looking for untapped wells? I
personally am of the opinion that they know where every large pocket of oil is.
Right. And another thing is
for a company that has one of 7 sounding machines that are on the face of the earth, and he gets paid a mighty sum of money.
Oh yeah. And another thing is
data.
We talk about exploring space. We haven't even explored our own planets. There's still so much undiscovered stuff. Again, quickly finish the story.
Well, it's not only undiscovered stuff. It's how many lies. I mean, how many true lies? I mean, seriously, we still operate in the United States under the assumption that it's fossil fuel, that we're driving on dead dinosaurs.
Right.
I mean, that's just a basic flaw in science right there. I mean, that's worse than us not converting to the metric system.
We have the technology, just the oil companies buy the patents. All right, go
It's
move on.
not even that they buy the patents. I mean, it's lies, right? They're keeping this. There's probably something really bad going on with the environment and
no. Listen, 20 years ago.
That an oil well, by definition, immediately puts radioactive waste into the ground.
Right, but I'm saying a couple years ago, 20, 30 years ago, some man invented the water cell where cars could run on water, and the oil companies paid him $1 billion for the patent, and that's it. And that's
you never took the money. You never took the money.
But they call that disruptive technology. All right, go quickly move on to the next story. We're running out of time.
So we're not finishing MH370.
We don't have time. Go ahead.
Let's go. Yeah, here it is. Rapist sex robots. This is where it's at. Seems a new frontier has been reached in the fast-paced world of artificial intelligence. Just as fast as technology is able to advance it, it still can be reproached for moral retrogression. Yeah, I think there's deviancy all over. This has been the subject of debate after the recent advertisement of Roxy, the True Companion, a robot you can buy and simulate.
Listen, to begin with, these sex robots, and we know where it's going to be. Could you imagine what a loser you are if you can't go out there and meet someone? You have to be home.
get a hooker. I mean, help support the single moms or something. But
yeah. And now,
there's something wrong with you.
yeah. So now they have these where you could these sex robots are programmed for rape. Where you could, if you're a man, you could rape the robots and simulate rape, or if you're a woman, the same thing. It's these fetishes. These are catering to fetishes.
This is why Hitler burnt books, dude.
Go ahead.
I mean, straight up honest. No, I mean, I'm reading through this, and I'll be honest with you, I'm not really comfortable reading about raping sex robots. But we're coming down. It says, you go ahead and read that highlighted area right there.
Listen, when I was a kid, the big thing was you used to call the toll free the number and for sex operators. That was the big thing. Now we have sex robots. Good. Continue.
I mean, now there's now that's the internet. Who needs any kind of porno mag? There's the internet. It's on everybody's phone. Exactly. And all right. So I mean, I can't read this, but I'm going to get to this highlighted part where it says that sex dolls are being used to help pedos.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Oh, that I was just going to get.
Here you go. I have the help for pedophiles, and I covered it last night on my show. It's called the Mossberg Shockwave 12 gauge other weapon. Put that to the back of their head and pull the trigger.
No, listen. You
pull it again. There is for these sons of bitches.
I read about this where they're trying to make sex dolls that look like children to help pedophiles.
Pedophilia in mass.
Now let me ask
take a look at what's going on in Toronto, our neighbor to the north. Right? They're teaching pedophilic things to kids, like a 3-year-old to enjoy the beauties of bestiality. And
now, let me ask you a question. Do you think a sex doll that looks like a child is meant to help or meant to encourage?
I think it encourages.
Of course it is, because eventually they're going to want the real thing.
That's shaped like a child needs to have a visit from the neighborhood welcome squad.
Right, yeah. And it's another method of normalizing it. It's normalizing it because eventually you're going to want the real thing.
Well, eventually it's going to be LGBTQP.
Yeah. Oh, it's already headed that way.
They just love differently. Well,
you hear that guy
or whatever, but you got to put a stop to that. And I mean,
that. You hear did you read that article? The pedophile. He's I'm not a monster. I'm just sick, or it's just it's an urge. Because now they'll say it's natural. He can't control it. He was born that way. Listen, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. I don't care. That will never be accepted.
I think it's being accepted right now. I mean,
no, it's not accepted. Trust me.
It's in all the schools. It's in all the schools, and I mean, frankly, like seriously, what's the serious numbers on LGBTQ people in the United States?
I don't know.
It's like less than 10% total. If you round all of them up, it's less than 10%.
Right now, maybe 5-6%, but right now, this sect controls the culture. They control the media, and that's what's got to change. But good. All right, I'll read the.
All right, it's got to change. It has to change. How do we change it? There's no way to change it without any kind of ugly talk at that point. Because they're not going to give up the power they have. Well, what are they going to do? Like reruns of Will and Grace and put on Tales of the Gun from History Channel? No,
listen, it's already being rejected. You could see it. It's being rejected. It's ridiculous. And it's guys like you. If you have a child, like you said, you have a shotgun. It's not going to. They're trying to give you the illusion that it's being accepted, but it's not. I don't care what they say. It's not. But anyway, so I'll finish off.
It doesn't matter if it's being accepted. It's being pushed in schools, and if you can indoctrinate the youth, it doesn't matter what the old people think in 10 years.
Yeah, but it's I'm telling you, even at the it's a culture. It's now there's already a shift against this, and now even the young children, the new millennials, Generation Z, they're starting to wake up to this, and they see how ridiculous it is, and they're going to start rebelling against it, and it's going to happen because it's just insane. It's not normal.
Do you think that's the reason why Putin is the bad guy? Because Well, honestly, all right, we'll take another look at Toronto, a neighbor to the north, because Canada's kind of a microcosm of the United States to a point. But they had their famous crack smoking mayor, Rob Ford, who was well known to be a crack smoker and a party boy, but it wasn't an issue until what happened.
Right.
What happened? What turned him into public enemy number one, and everybody in every media outlet in Canada trying to put him in the ground? What did he do?
I don't know. What did he do? Tell me.
Canada Day and Gay Pride Day were on July 1st, and the gay pride movement had sort of hijacked Canada Day, an expression of Canadian pride. So somehow they weaseled their way into that, and he said he wasn't going to go be the grand marshal or whatever of the gay pride parade. Right. He was going to go up to his family's estate and their cabin or cottage or whatever, and go out and have a good holiday weekend with his family.
It's ridiculous, but like I said, it's shifting. All right, so Otto, coming close.
It was a takedown. You got whacked by the gay mafia.
All right, we're running out of time. Listen, Otto, you want to tell everybody when your show is next?
Tuesday nights on UCY.TV at 9 p.m. Eastern time.
All right, Otto, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Frank. It was fun.
Maybe next week you could give Andrew you could give Andrew some chastise Andrew some more on the chat room.
Truth on the Tracks you can catch every Monday night and Friday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here on UCY.TV.